We are all used to rating scales in our daily lives, all from restaurant reviews, movie ratings, and even pain scales at the doctor's office. Rating scales allows us to measure a nuance compared to a simple yes-no question. We all know that there's a huge difference between a somehow good movie and a brilliant movie. Some surveys are almost solely based on rating scale questions, such as the Employee Engagement Survey. Therefore, we want to elaborate a bit on the rating scale question type. So in this video, you'll hear more about the Likert scale, the number of scale points you should use, and also the visual representation of the scale. The most commonly used scale type is the Likert scale. The Likert scale goes from one extreme to another and mirrors symmetry and balance. This means that there are equal negative and positive scale points and that the distance between each scale point is the same. A typical Likert scale could sound like 1. Strongly disagree, 2. Disagree, 3. Neither nor, 4. Agree, 5. Strongly agree, and then potentially a don't know option. Besides how much people disagree or agree with a specific statement, other common Likert scale questions are how satisfied are you with X, Y, Z, or how would you rate the following, and even the NPS question is based on a Likert scale. Let's discuss the number of scale points you should use. The most used are a 5, 7 or 10 point scale. There's no correct answer to which one you should go with, but here are some things to consider. Firstly, choose an odd number to ensure a neutral standpoint. If you choose a 6-point scale, your respondents need to take side whether they're positive or negative, and this will in the end skew your data. Also, add a don't know option. Just with the neutral standpoint, if you don't have it, then respondents would just have to take a choice, or maybe they'll opt out of your survey. Thirdly, have enough scale points for accurate responses, but not so many so that your respondents get overwhelmed. In these times, we're in a constant fight of attention, and many respondents will fill out the survey on their phone. So too many scale points can again get the respondents to opt out, and you will experience a low response rate. Lastly, be consistent with the scale that you choose. If you want to benchmark your survey, that could both be to an internal survey or to something external, then make sure your survey and that other survey is on the same scale. Almost 99% of Enalyzer survey templates uses a 5-point scale based on the considerations I've just mentioned. The only exception is the NPS question. We keep this on a 0 to 10-point scale. The NPS is trademarked and often used internationally as a benchmark. Its calculations are based on a 0 to 10-point scale, so that's why we keep it so. The visual representation of your scale plays an important role in helping your respondents to fill out the survey. One consideration is to label your scale. Some make the mistakes of just having numbers, but then the respondents wouldn't know what is negative and what is positive. Instead, you should either label all your scale options with text. You can also just label the endpoints. And finally, you can also use smileys, hearts or stars. In Enalyzer's survey templates, we most often use smileys to guide the respondents. Another important consideration is the orientation of your scale. In Scandinavia, for example, we're used to reading from left to right, so it makes most sense to the respondents that you have the negative on the left side and then the positive on the right side. This will also help you further on in the analysis phase. If you keep all the negatives on one side and the positive on the other side, then you know that low average scores are negative and high average scores are positive. To round off, if you have questions that are unclear, imprecise, or ambiguous, it doesn't really matter what scale you choose. So know that the formulation of your questions is much more important than choosing the right scale.